if you have anything on Saquon and where that stands at the moment.
Yeah, I'd say with he's still getting evaluated. I'd say with all of the guys coming out of last night's game and those that were injured prior, we really got walkthroughs / jog-throughs. So all of them will kind of take right up to game time and see where we're at. And again, guys like Saquon from last night, he's still getting evaluated by the medical personnel.
What's the logistics of that? Being that you're in Arizona, like where are they going? Like how, where does he go to get checked? How you?
Yeah, Ronnie takes care of all that. Whether you need an MRI, an X-ray, whatever it may be, Ronnie will take care of that with all the players. We've done a good job of kind of getting out in front of it before we got out here in terms of what we need to do, and that's kind of where we're at with it.
If you have to play without him, how big a loss is it? I mean, you played him 65, 67 snaps. That's a huge number for a running back.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, we'll have a plan ready to go. If he can play, he can play, and if he can't, then we'll have the other guys prepared and ready to go.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Brian. I just wanted to follow up. There was some reports last night that he potentially avoided like a major injury. Is there any feeling even on that regard?
Yeah, Dan. No, he's literally getting looked at as we speak. So I don't have the update on it because he's still being evaluated. I'm hopeful. Haven't talked to him this morning before he went to get further tests, but I don't want to speculate until I have the full information.
Gotcha. And Jalin Hyatt, I think he had 89 yards on 14 snaps. I mean, is that something where his role needs to increase going forward?
Yeah, I think, each week we talk about personnel and, again, how the game goes and what we're trying to get accomplished. All those receivers will play. And, again, 1 week it could be more, 1 week it could be less. But, he was productive in his role yesterday, and we'll just keep on trying to improve him.
And one last one.
Sure.
Mark Glowinski started every game last year, has been a veteran in the league. When you bench a guy like that for one game, do you think that sends a message to the rest of the team at all?
Yeah, that's not the reason why you do it, Dan. You sit down, you have those conversations with the staff, and then you sit down with the player. Mark was a pro about it. He was ready to go when he got put back in. I mean, I know he's always been a right guard, and then we played him at left guard in the training camp, and it showed up. So he's a pro about it. That's a decision we made, and he handled it the right way.
Tim Jones.
Hey, Dabes, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh, great, thanks. This early in the season, what sticks with you more? The comeback in the second half or the way you started the game in the first?
Yeah, I think when whether it's early or in the middle part of the season, all you're trying to do, Kim, is improve. There's plenty of things we can improve on, and you go from week to week. So the biggest thing is, and again, this is a little bit more challenging this week, obviously, because it's a Thursday night game. You come in, you make corrections. There's good things, there's things you need to work on, and then you try to have a good week. That's how we approach it. It's not a holistic view of 2 games and this was what happened in the first and then this was what happened in the second. It's just really about the mindset of improving every day for everybody in the organization.
One more on Hyatt, if I could.
Sure.
He seems to really take everything to heart, like even speaking, I'll speak only for myself.
Sure.
With me when I'm asking him questions. I mean, has his demeanor at all impressed you? I know I get the speed and what he does on the field,
Sure.
But he seems to kind of get it as a younger guy.
Yeah, and he loves the game of football, and that's what I appreciate about him. He is competitive, but he loves this game, and he works really hard at trying to improve the things that we ask him to improve on, and he loves to compete.
Dabes, I'm really sorry if I can sneak one more in.
Go ahead.
What's going on with Thibodeau? He seemed to be away from the team kind of in the waning moments yesterday. I'm not sure his production is exactly where you guys would want it to be. I won't speak for you on that, but what's going on with him?
Yeah, he's got the right mindset. He's working every day to get better. Good teammate, and that's what our focus is on each week.
Appreciate it.
You got it.
Bob Brookover.
Hi, Brian. Is it realistic to think Bredesen can go tomorrow given a concussion? I mean, not tomorrow, Thursday. I mean,
Yeah, he'll be in the protocol, and we'll see where that goes.
and how difficult is it? You put an offensive line together and through training camp, and all of a sudden all the parts are moving. How difficult is that for a team to go through that this early?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we practice them at a lot of different spots, Bob. So people are ready to play when they're called upon.
Do you think Andrew has a shot Thursday?
Yeah, I'd say with really all the guys, like I said before, it's, not having, many live practices. We'll evaluate them every day and take it right up to game time.
And if I could, two more.
Sure.
How did McKeithen grade out yesterday in your mind?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. Certainly things that we can improve on, but he did a good job for his first time out.
And how concerning are penalties right now? You guys had a ton of them on both sides in some crucial situations.
Yeah, something we'll continue to work on. The post-snap ones or the pre-snap ones, those are the ones that, you have control over. The ones, during the action, you're going to have some of those. You hope to have them as minimized as you can.
Thank you.
Yep.
Art Stapleton.
Hey, Daves. Good morning.
Hey, Art. Morning.
I wanted to ask you about the rotation on the defensive line. I know you guys made a concerted effort to come into this season, looking at the snap counts for Dex and Leo, and you make that plan going into games. I would imagine when you do something like that, maybe there's not as much adjustment, because you want to stick to, the counts that you put on, and the limitations. But when you reach certain circumstances, is that done by sub packages, where you are on the field and, what guys you want to be in? Because it seemed like at the goal line several times, Dex and Leo were both out on the sideline. It seemed like you would want those guys in there on those situations.
Yeah, I'd say one, it's definitely by personnel packages, and then two, it's, how play time. It's we try to. We have confidence in the guys that are playing behind those guys, Ashawn and Nacho, and that's why we signed them. And, we try to keep that defensive line unit as fresh as we can.
Thanks.
Yep.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, what is your level of, I guess confidence is not the right word. I mean, obviously Matt Breida had virtually no action yesterday until Saquon got hurt. But if he has to play a heavy load, what's your sense of what he can do for your team?
Yeah, I think all the running backs that we have on the roster, that's why we're on the roster, because we are confident in them. So I've been with Matt for quite some time. He knows our system. He's prepared every week as if he was the starter, and that's what they all need to do. And I'd say all three of the guys work really hard and prepare as if they're going to play an entire game.
It was unusual. The Saquon snap count was so high yesterday. Usually, there's a little more distribution there. Was that just the flow of the game and the comeback? And yeah. Yeah,
he felt good. He was, obviously a competitor. Was playing well, so he did a nice job.
And what exactly? I mean, you can't really practice.
One more time. You froze on me. You froze on me, Paul.
What exactly? Yeah. What exactly? Okay. What exactly will you do on the field the next 2 days?
Yeah. So it's really walk through / jog through. You gotta prepare hard in the meetings, and you gotta treat those lighter practices with great detail and attention to the specifics of what we need to get accomplished. That's a quick turnaround, but everybody has to play them, so that's what we'll do.
We'll take 3 more. Tom Canavan.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good, Tom. How are you?
Good. If you look at social media, there are a lot of people saying, with the comeback yesterday, the Giants saved the season. Do you feel like, going 0-2 would have been the downhill road?
I don't know. We're not 0-2. We're 1-1. So, our mindset is get back to work and let's have a good week.
Thank you.
Yep.
Charlotte Carroll.
Hey, Brian. How's it going?
Good, Charlotte. How are you?
Good. I know you were asked yesterday about play calling, and you said that's something you're always communicating with Mike and that you didn't switch it over. But what was in those conversations at halftime, like regarding the play calling? Like, what did you guys actually talk about?
Yeah, it's really the same thing when you go in. You do that throughout the first half, Charlotte. You don't wait until halftime to make drastic adjustments. There was a few things we wanted to get to. Those are, conversations we have every week, and everybody has a input on those things, and then you try to go out there and execute them the best you can.
And then just another quick one
Sure.
for me. Who else? I know Saquon and stuff, but is there anyone else added to the injury report that we hadn't gotten to?
Yeah, I'd say it's not too many guys. I don't really have all of it yet. It's early over here. They're still talking about it. So again, with the walkthrough / jog through, again, this is going to be kind of a week you go all the way up till Thursday, really to make your decisions with the players that you have.
Last one, Mark Cannizzaro.
Hey, Daves, I have two unrelated. One more big picture and one on Darren Waller.
Okay.
When you looked at yesterday, what ticked you off the most about the game, and what were you most proud of or most happy with, and how do you balance that as you look forward to the Niners?
Yeah, I'd say just as a coach, you look at the things that, starting with you could do better, and then you evaluate the players' performances, whether that's technique, fundamentals, execution of scheme, and those are the things you try to correct, and you try to be consistent with that on a week-to-week basis, Mark. We competed hard for 60 minutes, but we executed better. So that's the number one objective every week, is to really go out there and have a high level of execution. Every week is tough. Every team you're playing is a good team. Every time you play, you're going to have to go through something. And your ability to play the next play with a positive mindset and attention to detail on the specifics of what you need to do on each play to make it successful collectively is really where our focus is.
And with regard to Darren Waller, we all know his skill set and whatnot, and how explosive he can be and whatnot. I'm curious, as you were getting to know him in the research process, what are the things that attracted you about his character? Because obviously he's been through a lot of stuff off the field personally that he's come through.
Sure. Of the research that I did and the people that I've talked to, they spoke glowingly of him in terms of being a professional, how important his craft is, what a good teammate he was, and the production of the player. So, I felt very comfortable with the discussions that I had with people. And then when you get to know them, you formulate your own opinion, you build your own relationship with them. And, he's been fantastic for us, really, in every sense of the word.
Do you feel like last night was just a little taste of, what's to come from him? Obviously, it was the first, obviously, only 2 games in, but, he really seemed to affect the game last night quite a bit.
Yeah, he's been a good player. We got to, continue to find ways to use him, and he's got to go out there and continue to improve on the things we need him to improve on, to really take it 1 week at a time.